Today we will start with the chapter 28 of English language, that is simple, complex and compound sentences. We have learned a lot about the clauses in the previous semester, where we have learned that what is a clause? It is a part of sentence which has a subject and a finite verb, on the basis of which we can determine the kind of tense of the particular sentence. And there we also seen that we join two sentences, or we join two different clauses to make it a sentence. So in the similar way, here on the basis of that, the sentences have been divided into three categories: the simple sentence, the complex sentence and the compound sentences. Now, the clause plays the major role here in determining the type of sentence. And in all of these sentences, we will use the clauses. We understand, if we are talking about a simple sentence, means it will be a very simple sentence. For example, he runs. It is a simple sentence. And when we move towards the complex or the compound sentences, then we will include more clauses. And even if we are not adding more than one clause in any sentence, suppose for this, if we talk about this sentence only, he runs is a simple sentence, as well as it can work as the main clause for any other sentence. So in this way, we will see how the clauses are used in the simple, complex or the compound sentences. So first we will start with the simple sentence. Sentence. Now, what is a simple sentence? A simple sentence contains one finite verb and the subject, that's all. As I gave you the example just now, he runs. So what does it contain? One finite verb. Why the finite verb is necessary? So that we can determine the tense of the sentence. That's why the finite verb is necessary here. Now, in this finite verb, what we have discussed, there has to be the tense, number and person. Tense, number and person. So in this way, we can say the simple sentence also works as the main clause of any sentence. Now, here this is the finite verb in the simple sentence. There can be some simple sentences in which there are two verbs. One is the finite verb, the other one is the non-finite verb. What is the non-finite verb? Simple, on the basis of which you cannot determine these things. That is the non-finite verb. So we will take the example of both. The first one, where we are using only one finite verb and no non-finite verb. The other one in which we will take both the finite verb and the non-finite verb. So let's take the example. We watched a video last night. Here in this sentence, you can easily determine the things. Watched, no other helping verb, that means it is the simple past, or we say past indefinite tense. of you determine the tense of the sentence, and here in this sentence only one verb is used. Only one verb is used in this sentence. Now we will take another example in which we will take one finite and one non-finite verb. I went to the library to return the books. I went to the library to return the books. Now here in this sentence you can see two verbs are used. What are the verbs? The action words. Went and return. So here went is the finite verb and return is the non-finite verb. Went is the finite verb and return is the non-finite verb. Why? Because on the basis of this we will determine the tense of the sentence, but here in this sentence, on the basis of this verb written, we cannot determine the type of tense that is used in this particular sentence. So that is why this one is the non-finite verb. So this is about the simple sentence. Wherever we are using a simple sentence with one finite verb, that is a simple sentence. Now we will move towards the next category, that is a complex sentence. So what is a complex sentence? Complex sentence. Now, what is a complex sentence? From here, we will introduce the different clauses that we have studied in the previous chapters. A complex sentence is the one which has one main clause and one or more subordinate clauses. We have already discussed that the main clause is the clause which has a finite verb and a subject, means on the basis of which we can determine the tense of the sentence. Whereas when we talk about the subordinate clause, the subordinate clause is the one which cannot stand alone and it needs the main clause to complete the meaning. The main clause gives the complete meaning itself, whereas in case of subordinate clause we need something else. If I'm writing the subordinate clause only, it seems the sentence is incomplete. The sentence is not giving you the complete information that it should. So that's why that is the subordinate clause. So here in the complex sentences we will use one main clause plus one or more subordinate clause. If there is only main clause, then it will not be the complex sentence. That will be the simple sentence. For the complex sentence, at least one main clause and one subordinate clause has to be there, but there can be more than one subordinate clauses. Let's take the example. When Now here in this sentence you can easily determine that when the boy saw the wolf, this one is the subordinate clause, whereas he ran away. This piece is the main clause of the sentence, because he ran away is giving you the tense also, and it is giving you the complete meaning. While when we talk about when the boy saw the wolf, it is not giving you the complete meaning. If I am telling you only this much, when the boy saw the wolf, there must be the question in your mind, what happened next? So this is the subordinate clause because it is not giving the complete meaning, whereas he ran away is providing you the complete meaning without using the subordinate clause. So that is why it is the main clause of the sentence. Now here in this sentence we use only one main clause and one subordinate clause. Now we will take the example where the number of subordinate clause is more than one. So let's take another example. Before we went very far, we found that we had lost our way. We found that we had lost our way. Now here in this sentence, before we went very far, this much is the subordinate clause. You can easily find out because before we went very far, so what happened? The question, that's why this is the subordinate clause. Now the next piece of sentence is we found that we had lost our way. Now here in this particular sentence, after the comma there are two clauses. One is we found and the other one is that we had lost our way. So here this one is the main clause and that we had lost our way is the subordinate clause. So in this way you can see that in this particular sentence there are two subordinate clauses and only one main clause. So one main clause and more than one subordinate clauses means this is the complex sentence. I guess this much is clear to everyone.